Hi everyone, we're ready to start Mod 5 today, Lesson 3, Volume. I hope you guys are enjoying this unit. I think it's good to look at the manipulatives and really get a sense of how to build, and when we're talking about volume, because I think it especially helps you with how to solve to get your volume. Keeping in mind that area has a lot to do with how we solve, because sometimes they'll give you the area and you apply that to taking that area and multiplying it by your height. So we'll get into some of these today. Okay, so let's start. Remember that you should have a pencil and a notebook or paper ready to go. And before we get started, let's all stand up next to our table or wherever we are, and we're going to do 12 jumping jacks. Are you ready? And when we're saying it, we're going to multiply by 7. Here we go. Ready? Begin. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. Awesome. Okay, have a seat and let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to find the volume in a different way, and you're going to say, Miss L, why didn't you tell us that from the beginning? Because this is so much easier. Well, you need to know exactly how we get to volume, and just giving you the simple formula is a little too easy. I wanted you guys to really know how to build it also. So here's keeping these things in your mind. Remember, each cube is 1 cubic centimeter, and take note on how we'll get our answers. Follow along with me and label as we mark each one up. Here we go. So for the first one, this is my length, and I just said L equals 3, okay? The width equals 2. You see that there's 2 on the side. That represents the width right here. Now the height, when I say H, is how high it's going, okay, is also 2. Okay, so now I've got length times width times height. Pretty easy, right? So now I'm going to plug in 3 times 2 times 2 equals how many cubes I have here all together. So that's 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 centimeters cubed. Remember with the 3, because look at this. Length times width times height. We multiplied 3 things. We have a cube. It's 3-dimensional, okay? You can hold it in your hand. It's 3-dimensional. It's not just a figure that's drawn on a piece of paper. Okay, let's look at the next one. Here we go. Our length equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our width equals 1, 2. And our height equals 1, 2. And let's put that all together. Length times width times height. So we've got 4 times 2 times 2 equals 8 times 2 is 16 centimeters cubed. You can write it like that also. Okay. A lot easier, right, boys and girls? I think so. All right, let's look at this one. Here we go. I'm just going to point and you're going to write, and then at the end I will say L times W times H and see if you have the same answer that I have, okay? Here we go. Okay, so it should look like, I hope you wrote, All right, 3 for the length, 2 for the width, 1, 2. How high did it go? 1, 2, 3, the height, 3. 3 times 2 is 6, times 3 equals 18 centimeters cubed. Again, label with the 3. It is a 3-dimensional figure. That's why we're using a cube there, a 3. And last one, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do this on your own. I'll point like I just did. Ready? Here we go. Oops, I told you that one. Okay, what do we have? We have 3 times 2 times 7. Now I have 6 times 7. Oh, look at that. We did our 7s today when we did our jumping jacks. So 7 times 6 equals, you got it, 42. And 42 what? Because we need to remember that we need to label centimeters cubed with the 3. Nice job. All right, let's do some more. We will keep going on. All right. I want to show you something about these figures because let's start, we're going to look at area a little bit and how it can apply to volume. Okay, so we know a square, all the sides are the same. We'll just do 3 of these. So 10, and I have 10 centimeters over here. All the sides are the same in a square. 10 times 10 equals 100 centimeters. Now it's not a cube. It's just a drawing flat. So it's 2-dimensional. That's it. So that's why we're going to write 2 here. Its area is always centimeters squared. Okay? Let's try this one. Area would be 20 times 9. 2 times 9 is 18, and tack on our 0, which would be 180 centimeters. Oh, look what they did. They put a meter and a centimeter. I just caught that. Let's make it meters squared. Okay. So if I give you a 3-dimensional shape that looks like this, my cube, I'm going to draw my ice cube here. There we go. Okay, and I tell you the length. Okay, if I tell you the length and the width was, I want to make it a little darker for you so you could really see it. There you go. Okay. If I told you that the length and the width were, let's say if we say this is 6 and this is 2, and then our height, if I say is 2, we would say, like we just did earlier, 6 times 2 times 2, which would be 12 times 2, which would be 24 centimeter cubed. Okay, now look at what area is. Area is length times width, or I'm sorry, length times width. That was right. And if they give you, in this case, length times width, they gave you, if you knew the answer already, then all you would have to do is multiply the height to give you the volume. Okay, so keep in mind, if they ever give you the area, so if you had 12 centimeters squared times 2, you could say that would equal 24 centimeters cubed. Okay? This is centimeters. The little one. Okay? All right, let's move on and do some more problems so that you guys could get really good at this. All right. Let me see what I want you to do next. All right. Let's look at this that I have. Calculate the volume of these, and we're going to do some examples together, okay? So, let's look at this figure here. Remember, I want you to write down right now, just like I am, in your notebook or on your paper, V for volume equals length times width times height. Okay, now let's go back and look. Let's label 4 inches. That's our length. Our width is 3. And our height is 4. So now let's plug it into our formula. 4 times 3 times 4. V equals 12 times 4. Anybody know what 12 times 4 is right off the bat? Yes, 48. And how do we label that? And they said this was inches this time, so we're going to come over here and write inches cubed. Don't forget. All right. Let's see. Let's do another one here. Okay, the prism is 2 cubes long. Okay, that's my length. 2 cubes wide, that's my W. And 1 cube high, that's my height. Okay, so how would we label that? 4 centimeters cubed. Okay, it says Karen should not be adding all the sides. She would count the total cubic units in the prism. Okay, it says the prism is 2 cubes long, 2 cubes wide, and 1 cube high, which is the same thing as 2 rows, 2 cubes in each row. The correct volume is 4 centimeters cubed. Okay. All right. So far, I think you guys are really going to like doing it like this. I want to show you another one. So let's try another one, okay? If the height is 4 centimeters, the face is 3, and the width is 2, what is the volume? Here's my picture, okay? Here's the arrow. They already told you if the area is 3 times 4, what else is there left to multiply? The 2, right? Look at the picture. Remember, boys and girls, when we multiply, if you're multiplying in different orders, will you get the same answer? Yes, you will, because of the commutative property of multiplication. Okay, so this one, the length, the width, the height. If they multiplied the length and the height together, could you multiply the width afterwards and still get 24 centimeters cubed? Absolutely. See, area, 3 times 4. This is your face of your cube. Always the front is called the face. Okay, so 3 times 4 is 12 times 2 equals 24 centimeters cubed. Okay. All right. I like this one. I'm going to let you guys do this. And can they have different dimensions and have the same volume? What do you think? Here we go. Here's this one. Length times width times height. Here's this one. I'm going to show you all the pictures. Look at them carefully. What do you think? Look again. Okay, let's check it out. The first one, length times width times height. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Here's the second one. 3 times 2 times 4. So they put 6 here. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 4 equals 24 centimeters cubed. So that's these two. And they look a little different, but they have the same volume. Let's look at these two. 3 times 2 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24 centimeter cubed. And look at this one. 3 times 2 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24 centimeter cubed. Volume is cubed all the time. Okay, so look at all of these. All different shapes, all different sizes, but they all have the same volume. Okay, let's do our last practice together. You're going to fill in the length, the width, and the height to find the volume. You're going to also write a multiplication sentence that you could use to calculate the volume for each rectangular prism. Okay, so remember, these are rectangular prisms or 3D figures. Okay, each rectangular prism is built from centimeter cubes. So when you label them, make sure that you label them correctly. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one. You should do this on your paper. This is very good practice. And then when you go to do your homework, you're going to be spot on. You guys are going to know exactly what you're doing. And I have it written right here for you. The length, the width, the height, and then give me your answer. So I'm going to give you not too much time because this should be pretty easy for you. I think you like this lesson best. Go ahead and I'll come back and I will give you the answers. We'll go over it. So go ahead. Okay, make sure you're looking at the length. The width is that side view, and going up is the height. Okay, let's look at the first one. Okay, the length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The width. 2. The height. 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20 centimeters cubed. I like how that you could put in each line, but I also like when we write it like this. Length times width times height. Especially because we're just learning it. It's a really good idea to make sure that you're writing the formula out as much as possible to get you used to writing it, and so that you don't forget what volume is. Length times width times height, because you will see it again. 10 times 2 equals V, volume, 20 centimeters cubed. This is something, boys and girls, that you will use in your lifetime. Definitely, not just learning today. All right, let's look at the next box. Here we go. Length. 1, 2, 3. 2 for a width, and the height should be 4. So now I have length times width times height. And I have 3. Just plug it in. Times 2 times 4, which is going to give us our volume. And 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 4 equals 24 centimeters cubed. And they have the label already for you here, and you just had to plug in. Okay, awesome. Okay, I hope you guys have a great night. Please remember to go to Google Classroom, and your homework will be there, and also this PowerPoint so you can keep looking at it. Have a good night, everybody. Love you. Miss you. See, my little dog's got hearts on it for you guys. Hope to see you guys soon.